Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Cliff Graves from Trainwell Boxing. Thank you for joining me. So, the plan was to give you a hack to becoming optimized each and every new day. But, Christmas is literally just around the corner. And so I just want to squeeze these last two in, and then we're going to shut down shop until the new year. So today we will be talking about diet and nutritional supplementation. Now, let's just get Christmas out of the way, folks, first. But let me relate this to my story. I had been suffering from bad high glucose levels. So much so that the GP was quite concerned and had put me onto all this weird and wonderful diabetic medication. And before I continue, there is a little bit of a disclaimer here. I'm not telling you to stop your medication or anything like that. This is just my testimonial, what I did. So we recently moved, actually in August, to a rural part of East Devon. And I said to my wife when we came here back in August, that's it, I'm turning over a new leaf. Because I'd always been into sports as a kid, amateur boxing. I had 49 fights. We used to go all over the country. And then I had this funny period. There, for the grace of God, go so many. You do find a lot of professional footballers can fall into this trap. I was missing the high of sport. And I was trying to find it in different places apart from sport. And it was drink with me, alcohol. And I built up such a resistance to it that honestly, I could go out and I could probably have about 20 pints of lager. That was the resistance I'd built up. For my height, for my weight, that's 6'1", 14 stone. That's a fair old knocking. 20 pints across the whole of a day, and I'm not proud of it at all. Not proud of it at all. And as I say, it brought with it its health problems. It brought with it its social problems. And so I turned over a new leaf. And I turned my diet around. I'm now training almost 6 days a week now. I've got purpose for what I'm doing. I'm doing quite a brutal format of combat, aka colour, K-A-L-A-H. And I might actually show you, there's a video that we're trying to get up onto YouTube here, so I can actually show you, almost do like a video diary, as it were, of my progress. So I've got the reasoning to get fit, and that's what the sports people, whether you're right at the top of the tree as a professional or you're not, that's what they miss. That's what they miss. They miss that buzz of going for something, And yeah, a lot can, fall into self-destructive ways, whether it's gambling, whether it's drugs, whether it's womanizing, whether it's alcohol. But that can often happen. So, cut a long story short, I changed my diet around to carnivore. Now, there's gradients within the carnivore diet. There's even, which I think is taking it much too far, there is even people that would only eat red meat raw. Yeah. So you're talking about getting a ribeye steak, 16-ounce ribeye steak, and they will eat it raw. Allegedly. The only drink that they'll have is water with a little bit of salt. Now, that is taking it too far. Then there is people that do the carnivore that will obviously cook the steak and they'll say, that's it. That's it. I'm not having any dairy. I'm not having any coffee. I'm not having any tea or whatever. Well, I'm somewhere in the middle because I do like brie cheese, especially after a weight training workout. I find brie cheese very, very satiating. I really feel it's benefiting my body after a hard, especially weights workout. After running and that sort of thing, or water, to be honest with you, and I'm not really out for eating anything, just water. So I changed it all around. I can't do what the other two groups can. I like to have, for example, let me give an example. I had this morning, I had pork bellies and 5 fried eggs. I had 4 pork bellies and 5 fried eggs. Now you must say, cholesterol, all the rest of it. Well, there are a lot of learned, wise people that follow the carnivore diet, right? And will soon sort of put you straight there. I don't like carnivore diets when they talk about evolution because they're wrong on that one. And I also think they're wrong that the universe is an old universe. I believe it was created, this universe, the planet Earth. Yeah. And I believe maximum 10,000 years only. But anyway, I digress. So I have never felt fitter. I am now beginning to see my 6-pack coming back again. I had when I was 14 years of age, baby boomers. I can't believe it. I had a bit of a muffin top and that's flattening right out. What changes have I made? Exercise, yes. Diet, yes. And we come into the other one in a minute. But I've never felt fitter. I've never felt fitter. Please bear in mind, this is my testimonial. These YouTube videos are not meant for under 18s. So I presume I'm speaking to intelligent, level-headed adults that are able to decipher what I'm saying and make intelligent decisions regarding, okay, I'm going to shift to low carbohydrate and then finally carnivore. What I'm saying to you is you must never go from, say, a full carbohydrate lifestyle of eating the fruit, of having your potatoes here, your rice here, your couscous, you know what I mean? And then go, bang, that's it. January the 2nd, I'm going carnivore, because you will seriously make yourself unwell. Because the microbiome, your gut flora, will not know how to deal with it so rapidly, so intensively. And yes, it will cause a lot of gut issues. I can still feel my gut flora changing, you know. I can still feel it changing. There are biological explanations for this, and there is help out there where we're talking about really intelligent medical doctors. There's a lot of people I can introduce you to. But take a tip from an old fool, yours truly. Transition over very, very gently. And if you're anything like me, boy, will you start to reap the benefits. Boy, will you start to reap the benefits. All the questions, all the paranoias I had regarding my triglyceride levels, my LDL levels, cholesterol levels, has it all been put to bed by extremely learned, wise people that they themselves follow the carnivore diet. There was one chap, and I'm gonna, because I have a little bit of a speech impediment, attack a long word. You ready? It was called a coloscopectomy. You know, where he had half of his colon taken away. And he now has a bag. This guy now wears a bag. Well, he had all that prior to becoming a carnivore. And he continued after he'd had this colonoscopy. I think I got it there. Where half the colon was taken away. Because he was having all sorts of problems. Irritable bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulosis, is it? All sorts of stuff. Until eventually they said, look, we're gonna have to do this procedure on you. So he could see which foods were going into his bag and which foods were digesting. Fair? Does that sound fair or unfair? Bits of pineapple were still in his bag about 2 to 3 hours after he'd eaten. Rice and peas and just sludge was just all in there. Fibre, they call it. Well, again, you would have to do your due diligence into this. Ask me for advice, and I can point in a direction of very, very learned people that would tell you fiber and all of that, it doesn't mean anything. So this guy, Lee, his name is, he was actually saying that he could see what was not being digested in his gut. And when he made the change and went to keto, low carbohydrate, keto, and then finally full carnivore, right? All he saw in the bag when he'd eaten, say, a ribeye steak, for example, was just liquid. And in the initial stages, you get a little bit of gurgling in your tummy and all that sort of thing, right? It's the microbiome changing over. It's liquid, so it's all digested. Now, this is a guy that can actually see physically, because he has to change the bag when it gets full. He could see, he could see what was not digesting in his gut, for goodness sake. And he said that he had never felt better, with more energy. He's a window cleaner, and he said loads of energy, loads and loads of energy. And there's loads of people, including myself, that I could refer you to. They say it's not sustainable. Well, September, I made the change. And I love my steaks. In the air fryer, 15 minutes, a big 16-ounce steak, right? In the air fryer, 15 minutes on the tray at 200, job done. All the fat comes out beautiful. Beautiful. If I'm feeling extra hungry, I might do myself some bacon with it, or I might have 2 or 3 eggs with it. Normally, that 16-ounce steak is enough. People say, but what about the carbohydrates? Your body needs carbohydrates, Cliff. Well, go and listen to people like Professor Bart Kay, K-A-Y, or Dr. Fretzy, okay, from Tasmania, a doctor, an orthopedic surgeon that had the job of cutting off diabetic limbs, parts of toes, parts of feet, sometimes, and sadly, sometimes parts of lower limbs. He said you just need 4 grams maximum of carbohydrates. 4 grams. 4. Do you know what 4 grams of carbohydrate is? 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. Do you know how many teaspoons of sugar there are in a lager, pint of lager? Between 9 to 13 teaspoons. 9 teaspoons to 13 teaspoons. Nine to 13. So let's take the average 10. If I was going out on a real session on a Saturday, I'd do what was known as an all-dayer. And yeah, I'd get to 20 pints. 20 times 10. 200 teaspoons. Can you see the mess I was in? No, the experts say you don't need carbohydrates, exogenous carbohydrates in your diet. You don't need it. Oh, what about red blood cells? What about brain? What about the eyes? They need carbohydrates. And guess what? The experts say, yes, they do. You're quite right. But through a process known as gluconeogenesis, the body will internally make the required glucose for those specific processes, bodily processes. Okay. It's not, oh, maybe it will. Without a doubt, it will. Fruit is another thing. I can hear you saying, oh, come off it. I mean, my wife, she still to this day eats her bananas. I don't get involved because it's not my job to. And she's my wife. I sit alongside her whilst I'm having bacon and eggs, and she's got wheat eggs and banana. You might say sensible lass, you might say. I know my blood glucose levels. And I know what that type of breakfast was doing to my blood glucose levels. And I know where my blood glucose levels are now. So for me, yours truly, that's a no-no. But the experts, if you do your due diligence, the experts will tell you, stay away from fruit. What, all fruit? I hear you say, what about an apple? Lovely crisp apple. All fruit. All fruit. Yeah, all fruit. Why? Because fruit contains fruit sugar, aka fructose. And that goes directly through into your liver. This is why in confectionery and fizzy pop, Coca-Cola, colas and all that sort of thing, where you get this fructose like sort of put in, it goes straight to the liver and becomes non-alcohol fatty liver. And you don't want a fatty liver, folks. I'll tell you that. You don't want a fatty liver. Don't want a fatty liver. Everything points to the carnivore diet as the way forward. And it's just my personal testimonial. The disclaimer is there. You are mature, sensible adults listening to this broadcast. And I strongly implore you to do your own due diligence. Contact us, contact me, and I point you in the right direction of superb knowledge that really will make you think. So enough said. Carnivore diet, a slow transition. The next is nutritional supplementation. Do you see this? It's not pretense. I'm a Christian man. You can believe me and think I'm Billy bullshitting you, or I'm not. It's up to you, really. I can't make you believe. But I've got a lot of information on this side. And when we've been doing the color training, it is very, very intense. If you can see the efforts I'm having to put in, that was over an hour. We've obviously sort of made it into different sort of clips and things like that, but it was literally constant for literally an hour of grappling, of, avoidance of a knife attack. Sorry. Avoidance, scoop under, then the overhand bit, and then this comes in up to grab hold of here. You got them locked on, and then you can do damage with your head, and it's quite. And then you're pulling them down onto the floor. It really is. And I have been taking these supplements, nutritional supplements, which are based on, they have a flagship product, adult stem cell. Adult stem cell. And what happens is, when you get over about 50, the production of your stem cells, right, depletes dramatically. And as you're aging to 60, which I'm 60 now, depletes. 70, depletes. 80, if you make 80, it depletes. If you get to 90, you probably got about, again, it depends on who you are, but you've lost a load of stem cells. And this is the natural release. Don't ask me how it does it within the body. I can find that information out for you. Oh, I can. Trust me, I can. But it releases the adult stem cells, right, from the femur area, hip bone, femur area. And the stem cells will go to where the body is its most vulnerable or weak. In this case, I've got an injury here, right? Here, along here. Can you see the wrist? I can feel it going up on this side here. Can you see? That side there, I can feel pain. So I've been dosing myself up, rubbing DP invocation on it, and I've been taking my nutritional supplementation. And I've had this before. This type of injury before. And it has gone on. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Do you know what? I'll give you no word of lie, because tomorrow morning I'm hoping to get to the gym, to get on the bag and do a bag workout. Well, can you imagine it? Crash! Oh, put myself out. And then I've got to drive home. So I've got a responsibility. Leave me ego out. Am I ready? Point I'm making here is, from a person, gotta say this, from a personal viewpoint, these products are fantastic. Now, a 24-year-old, 25-year-old might say, I've got all the stem cells I need, mate. I'll say, yeah, you have. But for a baby boomer that's looking to become optimized, give them some serious consideration. Lecture over. Look, almost half an hour lecture over. How am I able to speak so long about subjects? Am I a born salesman? No. 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 I can't sell. But I don't have to. I am sharing with you. Sharing the good news. And again, I'm not good at that. It's just my way. It might not be your way, but it's my way. I want to show you my vulnerabilities. I want to show you my honesty. I want to show you, basta, just to live up here. Over there. That's what you get when you try and mix it with a 24-year-old. You get a pasty. I'll have to get that video up for you, so you can see. So that was somebody just contacting me. Juggernaut come flying through here. I've had some weird things. People knocking on. But that's how I want it. I want it natural. I want you to receive it as natural as you can just relax. You don't even have to look at my face. You can look away and just relax. My missus, she relaxes out on the sofa when she's listening to something on YouTube. Puts her feet up. She doesn't look at the video. So it just goes to say that we've got 2 more to go tomorrow. 2 more to go tomorrow. Okay. And then it's Christmas. So what I want you to do for me, what I would ask you to do for me, is Cliff Graves, I am not a killjoy. I want you to have such a cracking Christmas time. Let your hair down. Yeah. I've got a shaving head, but I can't let my hair down, can I? Relax and have some fun. I'm guessing you that have been listening are right up for becoming optimized in 2025. Grabbing hold of your health and your wealth. Grabbing hold of your spiritual health, your mental well-being and everything. And saying to yourself, the goal I've got is when we go to Turkey in the summer for our summer vacations, I want to have lost 3 stone. So I look a bit more beach body cred. Telling you. It is fantastic. It is not something that is laborious. It's not something that is boring. It is showing that you are in control. And if you want to go out at a weekend or once in a week or whatever with Tom and Ricky to have a few pints, that's all right there. Becoming optimized is an exciting, highly exciting time changeover of your life. And I want you to understand, and I want you to believe me and appreciate that we are here for you. Train More Boxing. Why did I call myself Train More Boxing? Because I like training hard, training well, and I love boxing. Train More Boxing was born. We are here for you. I make the following pledge to you. We do not ask you for any money. What are we then? We are an online teaching platform. We'll teach anybody if they want to have a go. That's up to them. Come and get involved. But our niche market, which we predominantly want to help, is baby boomers, the over 50s. You've got to be receptive, people. If you're not receptive, you might just as well avoid Train More Boxing altogether. If you're receptive, if you're ready, we're the choice for you. And we'll do it together in 2025. This time next year, when I come on YouTube in 12 months' time, probably by then we'll be doing live podcasts, live broadcasts. I want to see your comments coming in. I lost 3 stone. I feel fantastic. Blah, 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 blah. We can do it together. We're not a sect or a cult. We can do this together, day by day, week by week, month by month, little by little by little by little by little, getting to that ultimate optimized goal during 2025. Okay, so that's the call to action bit out of the way. Let me know. If you don't want to do it publicly on social media, I dig that. I'll put the link to where you can get onto our contacts form, right? Or message me, DM me privately, and we can take it from there. All right? So watch out for that link. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. You have a good one. Keep safe. Ciao.